We will use the function on the right here, which is a parabola, to find where f of -1, what is the value of f of -1, and also to find a value for x, find an x for which f of x, the output, ends up being 1. So in the first problem, let's find an f where we equal, or what happens when we plug in -1 into the function. We're going to find f of -1. The numbers here are inputs to the function. So in order to be able to accomplish this problem, we need to come over to the graph and go to the value of -1, which is halfway between -1 and -2. So it's located right there. That's x equals -1. Now we need to use this graph and move up to the curve. Now we might have to go up or we might have to go down in different problems, but in this problem the graph that was drawn is above, so we use x equals 1 and go up to the picture of the graph. So what is the y value right there? Well, if we come across, we can see that the y value corresponds to 4, and therefore the coordinates of that point are -1, 4. And thus the answer to this particular problem is 4. 4 is the number that comes out of the function when we put in -1. Now let's try doing it in a different direction. Find an x for which f of x equals 1. So now you're trying to find an output of 1. Output is the y-axis. So along the y-axis, here's 0 and here's 2. So right there would be the value of y equals 1. So in order to find an input that provides you an output of 1, we'll go along from y equals 1 until we see our picture, until we actually hit the graph. So it looks like I hit the graph right about there. And what x value is that? Well, if we take that x, that point where we hit the graph, and come downward, we can see that we hit at the point x equals 2. So the coordinates at this point must be x equals 2 and y must be equal to 1. So the answer to the question of what is a value of x for which f of x gives you 1, our answer down here would be the number 2.